Alrighty. All right. Good morning. And I'm gonna go live here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right.
TSLA Tesla. AP says Tesla wants to keep secret its response and autopilot probe at Tango Sandy Lima Alpha TSLA.
Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the news, all that good stuff. All right. Let me go ahead, mark this out. All right. So, well, before we get started with that, so economic data. I'll give everybody just a moment here to log in before I start getting into it. Did anybody swing mark from Monday on YouTube? I'm still watching for another buy opportunity on that one. I swung it though. It was a really good swing, over 100% swing from where we swung it. We swung it from 288, ran all the way to $9 this morning. So it's a really good play. Okay, so looks like we got everybody. Okay, so we have, looks like consumer confidence coming out today and new home sales. So both of those obviously could be relatively high impact, not in comparison to usually what we get for Fridays, but that's our economic for today. We also have a couple of earnings to take note of. Today we have Facebook, AG&C, Logitech. Those are some of the top names that I trade. Not a lot of these companies. Calx is familiar, Tzu somehow. But yeah, so this is the start of the earnings week. Not super exciting, but tomorrow definitely kicks off the thick of it. Aside from that, let's go ahead and my chart. Okay, so right off the bat, PayPal is not pursuing the Pinterest acquisition. PayPal is not pursuing the acquisition of Pinterest at this time. The payment company said late on Sunday, responding to media reports that it was in the talks to buy a digital pinboard site for as much as $45 billion. HSBC rides out China property storm with 74% profit jump and $2 billion buyback. So they have basically shrugged off their pandemic-related bad loans and property problems for the meantime. Australia publisher calls government on Facebook regulator concerned. A small Australian publisher is calling the government to enforce a new law to compel Facebook to negotiate a content deal, prompting the architect of the rule to say he was concerned about this social media giant's behavior. EU regulators have started real-time review of Merck. Now, a lot of you guys have traded Merck with me before. Was one that was kind of difficult to wrangle, but as soon as it did break out, it made for a nice move. You can see right there, really, really long falling wedge on the hourly time frame. This one's currently still sitting at $81, but definitely worth a look. But of course, we're going to be waiting on that data to come in. But the U.S. drug maker, Merck, has said the European Union drug regulator has initiated the real-time review in its experimental COVID-19 antiviral drug for adults. Um, Okay, so lastly, the world scrambles to contain damage as greenhouse gas levels hit a record. Greenhouse gas concentrations hit a record last year, and the world is way off track, quote unquote, on climate goals. The UN weather agency said, showing the scale of the task facing governments scrambling to avert dangerous levels of warming. All right, so before the bell, U.S. stock futures were higher as investors had prepared for the busiest week of the third quarter earnings. European shares also edged up. Most Asian indexes ended in the green, even though worries about slowing growth weighed on sentiment, and the dollar held steady against a basket of currencies as traders continued to focus on rate hikes around the world. Gold prices rose, oil prices extended gains from the last week on a tight global supply and strengthened demand in the United States. Facebook is also obviously expected to report earnings after close, one of the bigger ones. So, um, alrighty. Well, there's a lot of news on companies overseas today. Let's see here.
Italian subsidiary NAPO EU SPA for closing. That's JAGX. Delete I forgot that.
Excuse me. All right.
LAND, Gladstone Land acquires Almond Orchard in California. That's Lima Alpha November Delta. LAND.
Um, no, I took profit on Mark this morning.
AOPP, Alpine for Holding
And
subsidiary, securing $1.9 million nutraceutical order from new client in men's health and anti-aging. That's the Alpha Lima Papa Papa.
I have to say,
AOPP.
DWAC is probably going to have to come out of the gate strong this morning. For those of you guys that are already asking me about it, the very clear level where shorts have been taking their stand is 112. So it's going to be your first level to beat.
Medical waste.
Second level above that is 132. If DWAC runs again, it's probably going to go to 200, but is it going to stay there? And that's what investors are going to want. The answer is probably not. No. So that's my opinion. I'm just a guy, so take that for what you want, play it how you want. But that is only my opinion. DWAC could push again. It has the social media factor. And then what you'll see is probably a lot of other tickers like Fun, and they will lag behind. But then once DWAC starts falling, you'll see probably people chasing other smaller tickers that could be potential runners or somehow connected, but really have nothing to add to it. So
1,086 bed student housing community in Miami. That's Tango Oscar Lima.
only the big boys trade pre-market. I just traded pre-market. What are you talking about? Good morning. But I already took profit on most of Mark. I literally swung it from $2.99 to $9. So that one's probably not. I'm not looking to squeeze too much more out of that one. I have an entry on that one right now, sitting at it's probably going to change, probably above 775, 765, somewhere in that range with good volume. Might see another pop on that one, but again, I'm not a chaser. Just gonna take what I see. So um. Also, if you guys didn't hear, Tesla has secured, or I believe Hertz, excuse me, Hertz is supposed to be ordering enough vehicles to generate like somewhere around like $4.2 billion. They're ordering Teslas, Hertz's, so it's actually not a terrible idea for them to probably need some type of cars like that. But that is why I think we're seeing the movement from Tesla here. I think it's gassed up. All right.
EI, Outset eHome introduces Outset Villas, new eHome community project. That's Alpha Echo India.
Guys, remember that one? All set.
AEI,
AEI.
SGBX, SG Blocks, announcing $11.55 million registered direct offering priced at the market. At San Miguel Bravo X-ray.
Yeah, Hertz ordering 100,000 Teslas.
Common stock and accompanying common warrant are being sold at a combined offering price of $3.65. That's Sandy Golf Bravo X-ray.
All right. So
$3.54.
I'm gonna really quickly go over my watch list.
$7.08 on Friday's Golf Bravo X-ray SGBX.
Okay, so first one that I'm watching is SC. SC broke out and is now retesting that very same breakout level. I will be looking, and if you guys head down here to the hourly with me, you probably already recognize a little bit of a setup happening here. So right there, you can see we're almost flagging on that hourly time frame. Already in pre-market, I'm seeing some relatively good bounce plays or bounces at these levels. Of course, anywhere below this wick, which is 350, patterns blown, plays over with. I'll wait till next time. To the upside, right now I'm going to be eyeballing 362.35. That is going to be where we probably will approach downtrend, this lower time frame downtrend. And with good volume and of course the market sentiment on our side, I'll be eyeballing a potential push up to 750 psychological number there. And of course a breakup of highs at 372. Sorry, not 750. 372 right there, above that high of day or that previous high. We are sitting at the daily 9-day moving average that has been that is our bullish moving average. We still have a whole ribbon indicator flip. We're still pretty much not even all the way through our TTM squeeze, letting us know that we still have plenty of momentum there. Decent volume. Earnings doesn't happen until November. MACD still has the potential to curl back up. So all of those things we'll be watching for SC to try and break out of this setup right now. So of course, trading it in range is going to be a little bit more difficult because you don't have as much room to run. You do have sitting right now at 354. So a trip up to for scalpers or anything like that, 362 could make for a good opportunity there. But for longs, I'm definitely going to be waiting for that 365 break, and then of course above 367 in this previous high. So I swung 97 shorts. I will talk about that in just a moment, guys. I will not be, I'm not prioritizing any tickers until obviously we get there, but I'll take a look at them here in just a moment. So besides that one, SQ is another one that's on my watch list. We have what could potentially be a breakout retest on Square. I don't like these type of candles. A lot of times you'll see continuation to the downside, which is totally possible. But if you go down here to the 4-hour, where we're sitting right now, you guys will see, and if I turn off all of these funky indicators, you'll see starting from this low right here, we're pretty close to tapping support. So there is a little bit more room to run to the downside. 250 is that mark that I'm watching for Square if we do lay down. Now, as far as where we're currently sitting at, I know it sounds silly, but you do also have lower time frame trends, right? So this is our little break and downtrend that I'm going to be watching for. So this mark, which is 255, that is exactly where I'm going to be looking to enter square. And one of the targets is going to be this gap. There's a gap up here. It closes at 265, starts at 262. But I'm looking to play it as we move our way up. So a couple of different levels to take note of. Of course, this level right here, 255, like I said before. We have another level above that, which is 257. And if you want, this is a good opportunity. You could use, oops, also, if you're having the trouble with the pivot points, somebody asked me about that. Turn off the auto fit screen, and then if you turn on your pivot points, it won't change. So our pivot point, funny enough, is all the way up at 261, right before we get to the gap. The gap, providing the potential for it's almost like it gets the momentum going. Could give us momentum. So the pivot point here, 261.50. That's where I'm going to be looking to trade square to the upside. If we make our way, yeah. Excuse me. Um, okay. So, Square. Um, we already talked about Mark. I've gone over Mark a couple of times. This is, of course, not where it's at now. Need to go remove those extended hours. I actually need to go look at. I need to go look at Square. I didn't realize that was off. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so you'll notice that Mark is actually going to go test this first pivot point right here. That's 630, but that's also just that previous breakout level. I'm out. I've already taken profit on the majority of the trade. I was up over 100%. That's not enough for you to take profit. Um, yeah, it's probably just a good place to set a target. It's 100%. But Mark, a reversal for me. Obviously we're tapping this 630 mark here. Basically back up above or breaking this downtrend. So it's pretty obvious downtrend here. Don't be surprised if you see consolidation, but it's already ran. It's made a good move here in pre-market, running from 416 opening all the way to $9.88. I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching. I will be watching pens because obviously I have incurred a loss on a position that I took. I was able to mitigate a lot of those losses due to the swing that I took to the downside. So I protected myself. I didn't go into the trade one-sided especially due to the uh, lack of news, I guess, if you will. So it wasn't quite sure. But this one, as it's fallen here in pre-market, it looks like it's already down around $49, which is actually a place that we could see a bounce. 49.34. So if it does bounce, Pinterest could just go back and retest 51. I have $52, but 51 and $50 psychological levels on that one. So, but to the downside, we are currently sitting right near and around a gap. So that gap starts at 40, looks like it starts right there at 48.50. So at 48.50, there's a small gap, and that gap closes at 46.50. So just throwing that out for those of you watching Pinterest. Good morning. How's it going, everybody? Um, I'm sorry, guys, if you're on TikTok. What are you guys talking about in here? I'm not. I'm just talking to YouTube. My link is in the bio if you guys would like to hop on YouTube. Um, Clients, the hell? Best stock to put 1K in right now if you're brand new, yourself. Stop stop putting money out there that's gonna make you panic. What? All right. So a couple of side PC. A couple of different side looks that I'm looking at right now. Somebody asked me about Oracle this morning. Funny enough, I actually think that either A, Oracle makes a significant move to the upside and breaks pre-market highs and runs to 100. That's 98.90. Or if you go look at the 4 hour, the hourly time frame, you'll see that we're up against this channel. So this could be the top. So if Oracle is going to fall, today would probably be the day that it does. Um, Okay, so everybody is watching Disney. All obviously, some of our admins are going to be watching it too, so can go over that play as well. I was just looking at Hood and pre-market. It gapped up and it's already filled its gap. So DWAC is starting to slowly move, but nothing nothing exciting yet. I think they're just getting waxed here already this morning. So um Mandingus, I set a stop loss, but I went and grabbed a downside position on Jamia. So I'm pretty much break even at the moment. I will be focused looking at the small account plays, of course, today, guys. So mhm, yeah. Yes, for those of you guys on TikTok and YouTube, I will not be streaming any trading today. All of that will occur in the Discord. I won't be long at all today. Not feeling really super hot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get the take a look at the trading day. If I don't see any opportunities or if nothing fits my setup, I'm gonna go ahead and log out until probably somewhere around power hour. Um, but yeah, I can if you're in the Discord, I can take a look at some stuff for you. CNTX, he said. I just thought of Wish for a second. It's like Context Therapeutics. Sounds like context. Um, Logic. Um, the Island Boys. Is that the real Island Boys? Are they uh yeah, you do have to trade pay for Trading View. What? It's not that I can't read more than. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't. I don't think that DWAC is going to lack volatility, but I still think it's only speculative. So right after that, looking at CNTX, I get this one right, right? Yeah, I am talking.
WDDC, Western Digital, shares popping here. Not yet seen any company specific news. Shares up 2.5% for Whiskey Delta Charlie, WDC.
MU making new highs here in pre-market as well. Buyers are stepping up on Mark right now. You can tell right there. Look at that $6 bounce. Look at that wick on the 5 minute. So watch for a reversal over $7. If the volume picks back up, you could start to see a rebound there. DWAC's probably going to go pop here at the bell. I imagine the first level that you're going to see on DWAC is going to be 113 to the upside. That's where you're going to see a lot of heavy resistance. Once you clear that level, you've got 120. 120 is also going to be relatively tough. And then lastly, after that, I see 132. If you have extraordinary volume, the possibility is to go to 200. I've seen like things like this where they start to curl and they'll go end up at making another wave, like a literal another wave up to the upside, and then more than likely they will fall and probably back down to the 118 levels. So GR and Q. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys aren't even looking at my chart on that one. Sorry. GR and Q Green Pro Capital moving up here in pre-market. I don't know if anybody has news on that one, but that one's at $1.67. What the hell? Yeah, this thing is absolutely ripping. I don't know what it is though, or what happened. I usually like to know if there's some type of news catalyst here. But anyway, for GRNQ, this one has a good setup to lay up obviously volume is going to be the number one here. It's kind of hard to see here in pre-market, but that's what I would be watching. This is your support. So that's probably I like to add my stop losses into a candle close below support. So obviously anywhere below this wick, which is sitting at what's that, $7. So anywhere below $7, if you get shorted here and they pull this back down, that's probably where I would look to either not trade it or take get out of the trade. This looks like the current setup that you have as far as it's new, so there's not much here to add. You can't really. I don't want to like make anything up or like add anything to this. So that's really all that I see. Volume and price action are king here. So just make sure that you're watching that volume. If you're watching the tape, look at the speed of the tape, look at the orders, look at those psychological levels. Wait for the bid and the ask to clear. So let's see. Sure. Uh, Green Pro Capital announces incubated company has successfully admitted the. Oh, so they're able to what? Apple launch low Earth satellites. Very very awesome. That's sick. Thanks for posting that, Abby. Yeah. Um. Interesting. Telecommunications.
You're welcome.
Abby
What's up,
posted.
bro?
What's up? I put Abby posted it before. I had just seen that. I'm like looking at
I know. I was just being stupid.
100 screens at once. Okay. What other ones? Uh, Sorry if you guys have any questions, probably best to hit the link in the bio if you guys are on TikTok. Um, but and leave your comments there. Um, hold on one second. Oh, real quick, Sony. So I am going to be setting up a Sony's not one that gets inflated. The IV never gets really torn up. Sony's one that I can go into earnings with the same strategy that I go into any other play, and that's with a straddle. But I will say that already in pre-market, this stupid thing has decided to move up out into the 114 level, which is solely disappointing because I would have loved to swing it. But I'm looking to potentially take this one for a swing. Now that I'm looking at a gap up here around 114, which means that I'm probably going to look at a straddle, both to the downside. Uh, the reason why, if you guys are new or never played Sony, Sony only gaps up and it gaps down. And on earnings, sometimes it will just open up flat. A lot of the times it will make a pretty significant move going into the next day. You can kind of historically see Sony makes a huge gap, and then it will continue to kind of gap up from there. But once Sony gets done with earnings, if it goes to all-time highs, it's probably done. It's going to end up probably pulling back or consolidating up there at those levels. But I do like Sony for small account swings. And for those of you guys who are in the small account with me, or doing the small account in the Discord, right now I'm sitting at like $600. I told everyone on Friday that I was probably going to swing a little bit of mark on that account, and I did. So I ended up obviously making over 100% profits in pre-market. So I will be looking to continue to trade on that today. So um, other than that, though, that's pretty much all that I'm watching. I have a couple side setups, but again, just if you're tuning in, I'm not going to be on long today at all. I went to bed with a fever. I got a really, really bad headache right now. Don't know what's lack of hydration or whatever, but probably gonna go take a nap after this. So I say that every day, and then I end up it's 2 o'clock and I'm staring at the screen still. So, alrighty. Oh wow, they're bleeding it. Yeah. Mazdad's probably shorting Mark right now. That's why it's probably pulling down. He's talking about it. DWAC is setting up to potentially push though, if it can break above that level. I think at 112.35. You for the COVID? I'm not for it. and I don't know. Um, anybody anybody in here want me to hold on one second. I'm primarily swing trading with my schedule kit. Should I direct my attention to person? Hey Nick, that's a really good question. Let's see, are you on? Okay, you are. So if you go look at the flow, a lot of the times in silver sweeps, that is a place to keep an eye on things. I really really like the bullseye trade idea, and you can type that in. I'll screenshot this for you. So if you go into bullseye trade idea, I think I'll double check that. These are going to be plays that tend to now of course it takes due diligence. I just posted in the chat. But these are supposed to pan out between 1 and 2 days. So it's one that it only gives you a potential setup or something to look at. But if you go look at that, and let me go double check myself. There's actually snap $60 calls for next year that came in. QQQ 370, 1029 puts, those came in. Let me go double check. Bulls. I yeah. Yes. Okay. So type in bullseye trade idea, and it will basically in the right-hand corner of your screen in that search bar bring up all of the latest flow that comes in. And that's how you're going to search flow in the chat. You don't have to click on that specific one, but you can click on the top right-hand corner in the search bar, and you can type out the ticker that you're looking for. And you can actually it'll kind of guide you, but it'll say in channel, and you can click on the channel that you're specifically searching for. I just got an alert on Mark, so let's go turn our attention to Mark really quickly. All right, so Mark is curling back up now. Resistance is at 770 right now. I think small accounts, as long as you're careful using good risk management, you can potentially like into something. I think somebody said that they were in $3 calls, and they asked me what they think they should do with those. Usually when I'm in that situation, I take profit. So there's only really one. If you have multiple, then maybe you let one run. If and that's the thing is the rule that I always tell you guys, we only make money by reacting to the market. We don't make money by hoping. So if you're reacting to the market and you have multiple positions and you see good price action, good volume, then there's no reason that there's nothing other than to continue to monitor that and see whether your position is still a good hold. So this is a relatively big spike in volume. See something really quick here. Are you in anything in pre-market or watching anything in pre-market, Alice?
Um, the only thing I'm really focused on right now, and I know people are gonna think I'm psycho, but just take it for what it is DWAC and fund. And here's why I say that, and Tesla. The reason DWAC is because puts come out today, or not puts. You know how where my bias is.
Yeah, I see that, right?
Options come out today, uh, and I plan to take out put leaps. So here's the thing, guys. Once DWAC loses its momentum and fun, it's gonna die. And here's why. We don't even know the pipe deal. If you don't trade SPACs, and you don't understand what the pipe deal is, go ahead and just don't even hold this thing long term.
Please.
Like, because the pipe deal is going to cause this thing to freaking dump. You don't understand the dynamics of the deal with the stock. Go look at CCIV, aka Lucid, and go look at its peak. When it dumped, the pipe deal was not in the investor's favor. There has not been a single pipe deal through SPACs that's been in the investor's favor. So take that food for thought. And remember, yeah, Trump, if you're a big fan of him, that's awesome. But remember, he's also a businessman. He's a greedy guy. He likes money. He's not gonna let everybody just bank off his ass. He wants to make money himself. So be smart about the trade. I'm gonna take out long puts, and I'm gonna take them 3 months out. Like that's just my approach to it. Yeah, I might be red today. I might be red tomorrow. I think they'll play out. Remember, NAV for SPAC is $10. Just think about that. Most NAV for SPACs are $10.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind.
And the fact that I don't know if anybody I would challenge any human on earth to read the investor relations report and argue that it's not a 15-year-old who put that together, because I'm sorry, but that was probably the worst one I've ever seen. I that was rough. Sorry.
Like, Disney Plus, Facebook, and Twitter. Oh wow, what kind of money are you getting from?
Well, how the data, like, and somebody brought up the point to me this morning. They're like, he has a massive following. Followers, like, that's what some people like think about when they're starting really shitty businesses online, because they have a lot of followers. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna, it'll work. Like, that's not always how things work. Like, you can still have like a bad product, or it's not going to have the scalability aspect that Facebook has, because they make a shit ton, a mother effing load on advertisements and collecting data and selling it. And I promise you that the people who are looking to get on this app are looking for privacy. That, I'm not saying that the app won't be successful in users, but how are they going to make profit off of you? And if you like that, that's my thoughts.
So I think I want to say about this too, Garrett, and everybody else. I want you guys to think about this. Okay? So market makers make money off of selling options, right? So options just got listed on DWAC. Cool. Do you guys remember the day that options got listed on CEI? Okay. What happened to CEI? CEI popped and traded really high all day.
So
And what did the market makers do? They sold everybody calls. They sold everybody calls, right? Because everybody was super bullish. And what did they do the day that morning up when they sold everybody calls? They gapped the stock up. Why? They're feeding the herd. Clear, you want to eat? Eat these calls. Yeah. CEI ran that morning. You definitely could have profited off the calls. You could have sold more. Sold more of the calls that you bought that morning, 100%. But here's the thing. You don't know the deal. Yes, there's definitely a lot of hype. But as soon as the smallest little bit of BS news comes out about the deal, most investors are going to jump ship. Even if they're Trump supporters, they're still going to jump ship.
yeah, and if they've made a lot of money and they start to see their money, they start to see money get lost. I mean, that's why you see parabolic dumps after parabolic runs, because it's an emotional thing. You imagine you buy Mart or DWAC at 10, or fucking, I mean, you buy it a below 50 and still come out looking great, So like, if the fundamentals aren't there to keep it at Facebook levels, then or any other social media network platform, like, they don't have anything concrete. And someone just said on TikTok, I thought this was really interesting, that we don't understand the loyalty of Trump's followers. I'm not, period, ever. You will never hear me speak my political bias. Probably because I don't have much of one. I think all politics are pretty much garbage. We all know quantitative data will let us know that most of the people that we support as politicians and everybody, their hands are in the same honey pot as everybody else. So it's not worth it for me to expel any energy that way. But what I will say is that regardless of a following, it still has to make money. And how are they going to make money? Off of either A, selling your data, which again, I don't believe the masses are going to be okay with collecting your personal data and selling it. And then some of them were saying, well, no, we just don't want censorship. Well, I mean, I still see terrible posts all the time on Facebook. So I don't know. There's one person who got censored. I don't know. The whole thing just seems like a big mess. But if the momentum is there, I will play it. I just bought a very tiny bit of mark on that bounce, but I mean,
If you think I'm just going to be biased off that news and just buy puts and not buy calls, you're still right? Because you that at that point, am I even trading? No, right? So I'm going to hedge myself, right? I'm going to be smart about the trade. I'm not just going to go all in like a big dummy. That's just not right. That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna answer myself. I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna protect my capital because that's the number one thing that I need to be doing is protecting my capital. I don't need to let my bias grow.
I promise you, Trump is going to be protecting his capital.
Yeah. So I'm gonna protect my capital. So and 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 if anybody is upset about that, I want to take a short and shorting position. Like that's your pot to go. Here's the thing. I love Elon Musk, but I'll take puts when Tesla's falling.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've shorted my very favorite. I've actually shorted Jamia. Literally. Literally shorted it with shares. Like I can count on my hands and toes how many times I've legitimately shorted a company, like or really like actually short, and that was like one of them. And uh I loved Jamia's concept. I love the possibility, but like I still saw it falling. So, like at the end of the day, I made a post about this. I literally said, it's the emotions that tie people to stocks, but it's your divorce to go through. So you're going to be married to it. You're going to have to go through the divorce, and now you're going to have to find out all the things that you did. So it's a learning opportunity. And tons of people are going to learn about the stock market in the worst way, unfortunately, and it happens every time. We are still seeing tickers that people are bag holding. I have people ask me about Nikola, Clove from like the top. You know what I mean? Because like there becomes like the chart.
There's at 26. I knew you were in it for a while, and I was like, yeah. But my first initial entry was at like 16, and I had to average all the way down. What are you doing buying clothes at 26?
Kilo Tango. BKKT.
Um. Okay. So somebody asked me about ATVI. Um. I'll look at this one really quick. I got a messy chart though. They have earnings coming up, right? I want to.
Holy shit, bro.
Wow.
MasterCard says any bank or merchant on its network can soon offer crypto services.
Oh,
Holy shit, that's big.
I just set an alert. I already see a level right there. We're right by 360, 362 previous highs. Oh, dude, this has a kind of a launch. Point of control right now is going to be at 363. But that actually looks pretty good, dude.
That's wild, bro. That I didn't think this day would come.
But I think what I was about to say about ATVI is going to apply to this. Guys, and I know a lot of you are asking me to chart things. I think that the dynamic supports and resistances, right? The ones that move at angles and stuff like that. By the way, G, R, and Q is wick filling here above 188. Could push and make a higher high. MasterCard, along with other stocks, have earnings coming up. And I want to let you guys know that when I look at earnings, I look at levels, not those dynamics. With Snapchat, I was looking at levels that it could drop to, because at the end of the day, earnings, there's nothing I can you don't know what's going to happen. So it could stay flat, it could shoot to the moon, it could fall to the floor, and it all depends. So like when you are asking me or somebody is asking me to go and look at a specific chart, make sure you have an idea of when earnings is, because that's going to have a lot to do with where or how much I can offer on that chart without obviously uh giving anybody a certain level of bias, because at the end of the day, the fundamentals are going to reign a king. So that's it. But with MasterCard, it actually has a good setup. So I just set alert. I'm setting alert at 360, 360, 335.
Acting in market update. S&P futures up 7.50. The Dow futures up 31. Nasdaq is up 45.50.
I will say, guys, today expect some choppy price action because I've been seeing mixed news all over the weekend about inflation. So just keep that in mind that you might see some choppy price action because of all the inflation fears that we've been seeing over the weekend. Um, Other than that, like, and then watch oil today. Oil should be interesting. Um, there was a meeting in Dubai, I think this morning or last night. Last night or really, but you know the time difference and shit. Um, so keep that in mind too. There was I think it was an oil production related meeting. It's fairly OPEC, but it was definitely an oil production related meeting.
I don't know how I found this book, but I have a court record book. Like it says SR 300, but this is empty. But this thing is sick.
Just
It's supposed to be like a, like the where courts file like I don't know. It's like yeah, it's just a record book. It says record on the front of it, but it's fairly. It looks like judge books and stuff like that. It has like SR. I don't know where it came from though. I found it. Yeah, I got it from the judge.
that's pretty cool. They do have some lawyers always have the cool shit for that.
But I think Mercury's and Gatorade, dude. My head is pounding right now. Oof.
Uh, you got fever, you said?
I do. Well, I haven't checked this morning. I did.
And get some rest for the morning session.
Uh,
Once you said, maybe with some great volume, that is,
oh shit.
might as well, take the rest of the day off if you feel like shit.
Yeah, hold on a second. I just messed up.
Today, CNBC reported.
I just logged into my laptop.
Are you taking that stuff over the weekend?
What?
Are you taking that medicine over the weekend?
No, hell no.
Okay.
Yo, the slide of the Photoshop planet kills me. It really does. Like the it looks more apocalyptic than anything. Like that looks like the world ending.
Um, no, I will say Seventh Apprentice. I did not see that until now. Until you mentioned that. I didn't know that the lowest strike was 35. That's interesting
Or what?
for DWAC. You would think so. Typically, they'll have typically you'll see puts on SPACs once they go active. You'll see them at NAV, which is $10. But like this is the first time I've seen and then I haven't looked at the chain yet, right? Because it's not open, so I don't even bother. But if the lowest puts $35, that's a little weird. But also it's trading at $100 or something.
I was gonna say you got to think like there is gonna be GR and Q absolutely ripping. Damn, I didn't even buy that. Oh well. They're able to launch satellites. Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't read the full report. You posted it, but yeah, the full thing. So I mean, I don't know. That's definitely rocket juice right there.
The one thing I was gonna say also about Tesla, bro, if you brought up satellites, so I automatically thought of Tesla. Elon really, but so they had that $100,000 or $100,000 car order from Hertz, right? Today.
Do what? Oh yeah. Wait, who? Tesla? Yeah, I did. I saw that.
So and also Tesla released news yesterday saying that they will be releasing a car that costs $25,000 at starting price, which is really, really big because now that means they're entering into the Ford and Chevy price model market.
Yeah.
And that allows them to gain more traction in that market because the Model 3, the cheapest you could get one, and you can't even get one for 30 grand anymore, was 30 grand at a point. So now they're really trying to focus at a 25,000 and below, like saying that's going to be their target. Model 3 now runs you like 40K minimum.
Yeah.
But I think that with the Hertz news can cause this to continue to go up. But I was expecting a pullback today, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yo, GR and Q, god dog. slow down there.
Mission, bro.
I just sat there watching it. I don't know why I didn't buy it. Probably my brain today. Um, I mean, I'm looking to grab $1,000 calls on Tesla above the previous high of days, 954, 955. Probably just gonna grab $1,000 calls.
You're gonna go out like a week or two, or you gonna go out weekly?
I'll probably go until next week because I'll scalp it underneath. Maybe even a little bit further, but if it has that type of Tesla energy, because I mean that's pretty big news. Sorry, GRNQ is the next mark. Oh, I'm hoping Mark will be the next Mark. It's looking like it's projecting a downtrend here. If it dumps right now, I entered around like 655, so I'm not like super stressed out about it. All right, it's 9:15. I'm gonna go grab coffee again. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm gonna go ahead and change my screen to my watch list. Um, right now, the top of my watch list, SE, again, breakout retest. That one looks really nice already in pre-market. The target today, unfortunately, I can't stand it. You guys know this, when we gap up. It just drives me nuts. I just really wish we wouldn't. Right now, we've gapped up from 355 to 358. That leaves a gap to fill. Pre-market highs are at 360. The target above 360 is going to be 360.230, and then 360.350. That will be downtrend. And as you can see here, we have a hourly flag, and this is also a breakout retest of the previous all-time highs. Yes, SE. I know a lot of you guys were also asking me about FedEx. 235, above 235, good volume, UPS like energy, and potentially we could see a breakup. But remember, this one, as UPS ran, which sometimes that happens, it just kind of sat relatively flat. There's GRNQ, another leg up. Hey, yuck.
Has anybody did anybody take CNTX with me on Friday? If you bought some of the dip, you should definitely be green because this thing dipped all the way down to 680, and right now you're at 744. My average right now on this thing is roughly 611. So I plan on holding this thing for like 9 or 10. But you know, if you want to take profit, you want to trim, you want to be smart about it, do what you want to do, hedge yourself, figure out what you want to do. So, but we get a decent entry there.
Um, wait. Okay. I need to go 37% on. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah. I'm glad you guys got it. Sometimes I just literally be saying plays and then watching them happen. I'm like, what am I doing? Oh wow, we are ripping. I added a few shares, but I wasn't expecting that. Damn. Jeez.
What a fucking excuse me, what a freaking machine.
Yeah, it's moving pretty well. I mean, it's running pretty good. Yo, yeah, there we go. Tesla's already creeping. All right. Anyway, I do have Pinterest on there. Of course, this one just dumped super hard. I may end up just watching this one for a retest of $51 for a little bit of a day trade. So, let's see. Also Square. So let me pull up Square really quick. So Square at the moment, pre-market doesn't look really awesome at all. Pre-market highs right now are at 255. If you take a step out to the hourly here, you will see that there is a gap to fill. Excuse me, 15-minute time frame. There is a gap to fill on Square. Oh, that's why. Hold on one second. All right. Morning.
Morning, bro.
Doing well.
I'm good. How are you?
I like hot dog water, but
What?
so I feel
You
like
said you feel great.
no,
Bad.
no, I don't feel very good right now. Sweating really bad right now. I feel clammy. Stop taking profit on GR. Calm down. Mark is holding up a little bit. Anyway, SQ, this one I'll watch SQ. Right now it's sitting at that pre-market level. We could retest 250. If we retest 250, I'm gonna buy the bounce off of 250 and possibly scalp it. I'll let you guys know. Um, but yeah, that's about it. So I thought about watching Upstart today. It has a decent setup, but I have an alert set on if you guys want to look at that one. Right now it has a flag setup, and it just needs to break above 353, 354, 72 with decent volume, and we could see a tap of around 370. So,
It's worth to give a money PayPal today.
oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm watching Pinterest and PayPal for that reason. So, what is PayPal doing already? MasterCard too. MasterCard. Yeah, DRNK, they can't fight. All right, I'm gonna go grab a coffee. All right, 10 minutes. We'll be logging off YouTube and TikTok at 9:25. So, of Mark, should you buy 20? But I mean, I can't tell you how much to buy, but that's entirely up to you. At this point, I've already made my profits on it, and I'm only playing with profits on Mark. So, this one, right now I'm watching 750 at a big strong level above you. So, um, you said WE.
What are you watching?
He probably stepped off real quick. WE, watch for this is your support. It's really, really clean. So that's where you're gonna probably bounce off of. It looks like you're gonna pull back here potentially to $13, but um
I'm watching the Trump because DWAC are fun. He asset AI and paper.
Oh, AI.
yeah, they had news this morning.
Really?
Yeah, they're basically making like communes. No, just kidding.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
all
they
the wrong village. Like,
shit.
that's the village.
You want to live in an AEI village?
All right, I guess I know where I'm gonna move to.
You're not gonna have to do anything.
Buying house with AI money.
There you go.
Look like DWAC's gonna break pre-market.
Oh, guys. So if anybody remembers, when we were trading pins on that news, I also swung PayPal calls as my hedge.
Mhm.
So my PayPal calls are offsetting my pins loss because pins dumped and PayPal gapped up big. So take profit on PayPal, and I'm just gonna cut pins for a loss. Hopefully, the PayPal profit just covers my loss. I don't know if anybody took PayPal along with me when I took pin swap. I know you told. Yeah, you got equity, right?
Equity and leaves. Calls as well. I can say.
Nice. I didn't take leaps. I just went 2 weeks out on.
I got some 2 weeks out as well when they this is kind of the events I look for. I want something like with a big bit that's like PayPal, Facebook, Snap, or whatever. Look, deal like a high.
Yeah.
I take advantage of this events.
SAB, Spirit Airlines selects practically.
At least start buying the dip. Never a bad idea.
100 aircraft order expected to begin in 2023, and agreement includes options for another 50 aircraft. That's Sandy Alpha Victor Echo and Romeo Tango X-ray. That's six X.
Oh shit. I made it all the way to my desk without spilling my coffee. And then right when I get here, I drop it right on my watch list. Oh yeah. There goes Mark. Mark curling right back up there. Beautiful. All right. It is 9:25. Thank you guys, those of you on TikTok and YouTube for tuning in. I will tweet if you guys want. Make sure to follow my Twitter. I will let you guys know if I go live tonight. I will post the link and the time. I'm sorry, guys. I will hopefully you guys have a good day. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be live tonight. So peace.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you. I'm getting booze. Send me tomato gifts.
Tomato?
Yeah, like like after a show. Boo! No tomatoes. Hey.
Let's some tomato, get it.
There they are. The tomatoes. All right, guys. Nice form on the coffee sip. All right. All right, guys. I love you guys. I might log in towards the end of the day, so thank you. I am tired. Someone says you look tired and then sends a bunch of tomato gifts. All right. I'll see you guys. Peace. The link is in my Discord for those of you guys, or the link is in my Twitter for everything, Linktree. So, peace. All right. Now it's just